So thank you everyone for joining us for our first webinar series, not New Work Wednesday, our first webinar series. Where we'll be talking about building thriving offline communities, basically hosting events, best practices. I okay, maybe let's mention something. Okay, no worries, no worries, no worries. Got it, no worries, no worries. Okay, yeah. So I've been watching around building thriving offline community. So basically, you hosting in-person events for your online community, maybe for the first time, maybe when you want to create engaging events for your community. Maybe your community has been online for quite a time now, and you're looking at creating that in-person connection when you host events. So our conversation today is centered around how to build thriving offline communities, how to organize engaging events, how to craft forgettable experiences, how to build this bridge between the online community and also your attendees at your in-person events. So for this conversation, we are pleased and we are honored to have Ibrahim, founder of No Code Academy, who has hosted a lot of events, managed a lot of community. Who I think was the former was Dever at Prembly, and also co-founder part of the team organizing the Choir Breed Conference for I think for like 6 to 7 years now. That was like thousands of people. Having him join us to share his experience in crafting amazing experience for your event attendees and also for your communities online. Also having Elizabeth, the founder of Empower Community, to women who are part of the tech space. You might be seeing amazing work that community has been doing. Also, she has been hosting hangouts with Elizabeth. I think that was like a personal she's doing across various locations in Nigeria. Also, the Denver community manager for InterSuite. So she have ton of experience when it comes to managing online communities and also crafting these amazing experience for your attendees and for people that attend your physical events. And finally, we have Mary Blessing, who I usually call UK Dev. Yeah, see, that's my name. I don't UK Dev, not me personally call. That's her name, UK Dev. She's an amazing community manager, also part of the team at She Code Africa, who is creating amazing opportunities for women in Africa. So yeah, we have a ton of people with experience when it comes to building online community and also crafting this experience for in-person events and for attendees that attend your event. So since I'm not the one with my camera is not on, at least your camera on. Hi Ibrahim, can you put on your camera so I'll be the hidden one? Why you guys be the one that have faces?
Hey, Timothy, I'm actually working from a cave. It is fasting period.
Nice, from a cave. Nice.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Sorry about that. But I think I'm going to share my turn on my video very soon. Yeah.
Okay. No worries. That works. So okay, fine. So those that have a video on, shout outs. At least Mary Blessing later turn on the video. So that's great. So let's dive right to the conversation as I keep letting more people join on the call. So I have like few questions to ask our panelists, while we also open it up for others in the call to be able to ask their peculiar and their personal questions to our amazing panelists. So this is like a general question going to both Ibrahim, Elizabeth, and Mary Blessing. It's a general question for everyone. I think I'll start with not follow the normal way of ladies first. I'll start with Ibrahim since there are like two ladies in our midst. So we'll go with men first. Let's go with men first. So okay, my initial question is basically I think this is one thing that rose around every community builder, right? What initially brought you to start building communities, either online communities or hosting in-person events? What was that thing that inspired you to start building communities? Yeah, that's for Ibrahim.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much, Timothy. I think I started building community because I'm sick and tired of everything happening in Lagos.
Wow.
So yeah. So in 2016, right? So I started building community in 2016. Hi, and my friends, we are in tech. Most of us, I think we are developers, and then every event, conferences, summit, trainings, and is happening in Lagos, and we have to travel to Lagos every year and there, and we are tired. So that, I have to call my guy. We can actually do the same thing here in Quara, whereby a lot of people, definitely have opportunity to the same quality program and events that they are going to Lagos to do. So that's how we started Quara Build, and we kickstart operation fully in 2018. So basically, we want to have quality events. We want to have let our people have access to trainings, resources, and the likes, and that's lead us to like found Quara Build, right? And then today we have over 30,000 active community member, and we've
Wow.
organized series of events, right? And at the same time, we realize that there are a lot of lack of we do not have a lot of women in tech in Kwara State, and then we create some programs called Kwara Build Women in Tech, and then we partner with Google, Microsoft, Dell, VMware, and then today we have over 300 active women in tech, right? And then at the same time, we are like, okay, we need a lot of people to do. If we want to actually grow tech in Quara, we need to start from the grassroots. And then we introduce something we call Quara Build Career in Tech Education, whereby we take tech education to classrooms across Quara State. And then we have series of program. And then this is what led us to the, okay, we now have active community. And I think it's one of my biggest achievements, creating platform for people to actually thrive in tech. Thank you.
Wow, that's amazing, right? Trying to duplicate that thing happening in Lagos your in your own state, and that's amazing to see, because you're building it from ground up. There's a lot of experience, a lot of challenges you faced while doing it. We are really coming to those conversations. So yeah, to what am I going with next? What am I seeing my skin? Okay, blessing. So Mary Blessing, for you, what was that thing that drew you into building communities?
Hi, hi Timothy. Hi everyone. Thank you for the question. So for me personally, I think it was just hope can you hear me fine? Just to confirm.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. We can hear
Timothy,
you.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So for me personally, it was just you know, I was coming from a technical background. I used to be a developer, and I wasn't just I wasn't feeling it at some point. And I also personally got a lot of support from communities myself, right? When I started out in tech as a dev, if not a dev back then. So it was really interesting to me how people can bring together people from diverse background and help them achieve their career goals, right? So I wanted to also be able to help others the way I have been helped. And I started looking for career profession that I can delve into, in the long term, because I wasn't seeing myself as a developer in the long run. The where do you see yourself in 5 years question. I wasn't. So I did my research, and community management came up, and I started looking out for people already in the space, and watching them closely do what they do was really, really inspiring. And also some of the skills I had seen in my research that is needed to be a community manager were things that I naturally do have, like interacting with people, and it just felt like ideas flow easily, right? It was really interesting, and I started honing those skills, digging deep into the community building space, and I've I just settled in so perfectly, and I just knew that was where to be. So yeah, that's like what pushed me to community building.
That's amazing. We kind of like have like a somewhat similar story. Because for me, after like migrating, moving from one point to another, my brain being lazy to carry technical stuff, I just found myself with let me just community management and have peace. So yeah, that's for me. Hi Elizabeth. For you, what brought you into community management? What inspired you to build communities?
Okay, so for me, what inspired me actually was I found myself in a situation where, so when I was in school, my first year second semester, there was at that time there was this wave of tech happening. Everybody wanted to get into the tech space, and I was a member of Google Developers Group, a community that, I mean, almost every state in Nigeria has currently. And I decided that, okay, I want to volunteer, I want to do stuff. Then I realized that in the community, we had like a lot of people who were willing to actually help and assist other developers in their journeys. I mean, let's say you're coding and you have to talk at some point, you could just drop a question on the WhatsApp platform and there's somebody that will pick it up to respond. And I could see the zeal and see how so many people were actually interested in learning and how they even got better by such communication. Then in my head, I'm like, oh, so this is actually solving a major problem in the tech space, because we know that there are a lot of people who want to do this whole thing called tech, but they cannot exactly place it. They do not exactly have a support, right? And I got to realize that a community is actually a support system for things like this. And that was it for me. I decided to ensure that GDG Benin then like never stopped the whole approach of making stuff happen for community members. Then as I continued, I got I saw the whole lag in women present in the community. And there was a conversation that I had with somebody who is a guy who was a developer then, and it was a really demeaning one. And that was how I started my whole advocacy for women. So if you would ask me now, I would say that my passion in community management now has been geared, like I am more focused on building communities to help women get started in the tech space. Thank you.
Wow, wow, that's. Hmm. I have some comment, but let me reserve the comment for that guy that used that demeaning statement. But yeah, let me reserve the comments for that guy. But yeah, that's an amazing one. So okay, I have like a follow up question for you regarding that. So when it comes to building communities, we are friends at Empower Africa, this women community, you advocating for more women in tech. When it comes to that, have you been able to? What are the biggest challenges you have faced when you try to host in-person events for your women? Again, I think you brought a lot of amazing women together in an online space where they support each other, brought a lot of resources and stuff like that for these women. But when it comes to hosting an in-person event for them, getting them together in one space, I think I've seen you do that in Benin, in Asaba, in various locations, these hangars across Nigeria. Well, I ask is what has been the biggest challenge when it comes to hosting this in person, bringing them together in a physical space?
All right, great. So I have this approach whenever I'm speaking. I always like to use like life experience in a storytelling format. So let me just tell you guys a story. So when I started Empower Hack Community, I just said, you know what, it is high time I did something about this whole women thing. I've always wanted to do it, but I kept on stalling. I made up my mind. I said every single member of my core team, they are all going to be new faces. Like I'm going to pick women who know nothing about the tech space because I want to grow with them. I want to see them grow, and that was what I actually did. The community, the person that started, our current community manager, which is Goldie, she actually started with us from the very beginning. Goldie was clueless on what she should. I mean, I'm just using Goldie as an example, right? And when I was working with them at that beginning, it was more like a personal relationship because that was like the starting point. So I sort of kind of try to replicate my skills in them and also allow them to own their roles. And like I say it anytime and everywhere that Empower Heart community can function even without me because everybody's doing a very amazing job. Most times, I just ask for feedback or reports at the end of the month, how far, what's happening, okay, this is and all that, because we have gotten to that point where I can say these people can actually handle this. So like that was my style of doing that. So I think Goldie has gone for events physically. She has spoken. We've even held some physical hangouts, but just in Benin with the community. And I was not there, but it happened very well. Right. So as a leader, I learned how to build capacity with my people. And in as much as I have a working style, I'm not going to impose my working style on you because I know that you have your own style and I'm willing to learn. See, I used to ask my team members to tell me how can I do this. So even my EA, I would ask her, what's up? I want to do this. What do you think? Does it make any sense? How can I? Because you can never know too much. Now, with respect to the hangout that I've been having for women in tech, currently we've done in 9 countries in 9 cities in Nigeria, and we hope to go to 20 cities before the end of next month. That's April. And now, while I was working at the beginning of my journey, I was very conscious of something. Okay, let me not say I was conscious. At first, I wasn't conscious, right? But I was passionate. I was doing my job as a community manager. Guys, I was not earning. I was working for free for people. That's why right now I get disgusted. I'm like, when people, I'm not saying you shouldn't know your worth. I'm not saying you shouldn't ask for money, but bro, what skill do you have? Like, and yeah, you would be calling some kind of really outrageous fees. I am not saying you should work for free. It's worked for me, it might not work for you, actually. So I met people through volunteering. I built a network of people, and there's something about me then. I know how to nurture or I knew how to nurture relationships. But as I now, I suck at that because of work. I barely have time for anything. In short, Timothy would testify. There was a time that you texted me for something. I replied you like after 1 month. It was never intentional. Exactly. So now I suck at handling relationships a lot, and that's because I have so many things I'm doing currently. But then I was nurturing relationship. One point, please, if you have the time, try to nurture relationships and do not ever burn bridges. But I mean, there are some bridges that you should burn, but be careful of the kind of bridges that you actually burn, right? So I built network, I reached out to people, I was always working with some startups, volunteering and stuff. Guess what, guys? This hangout that I've held, right? Because I've built that capacity, because I've built that network, because I have women who currently trust me and who currently believe in this vision of advocacy for women in tech. Once I reach out, they are willing to go extra miles to ensure that this happens. Most times I'm just in the background. I'll just call somebody and say, you know what, I want to do this, and they'll pick it up. They'll handle everything. They just say me, boss, the venue is set. How much are we paying? Most times, the hubs that we've gotten, they give us for free. Now, this is where partnerships come in, right? They give us for free. So if you want me to partner with you, what value are you getting from me? And most of these hubs, they don't have so much publicity, right? So they believe that, oh, this would actually help them have the whole publicity. So that's actually one means that I've been able to successfully execute these hangouts. Trust me, it is not just me. I have a team of amazing people who are working. And again, if I had not built that relationship, if I had not built that capacity, that trust, I'm telling you that I would make a tweet, nobody would respond. I would send messages, nobody would respond. But because maybe because of things I've done for people or the people that I've met or people that are currently working with me, maybe I have impacted them at some point. Most times if I'll forget is when they just reach out that we do it, right? Then also I know there's a part where we get to answer how we can do events at low cost. First of all, I want to say this, and I want to say it very, very, very loud. Dear community manager, the fact that you are organizing an event doesn't mean that you should spend millions and thousands of naira. Let's be realistic. If you have a company and a community reaches out to you for partnership or sponsorship and they are asking you for 15 million, 5 million, would you want to pay such money? Sometimes when I see the kind of partnership mails that people send to my company into Switch, and I'm like, are you guys even real? Let's be real, guys. First of all, the economy is very bad, and you can actually host events without spending so much. I hope we'll get to that question part where I'll just like break it down for us. Thank you, Timothy. I think I've spoken so much right now. Thank you.
Okay, okay, awesome. I think one thing I picked out from your conversation around this was creating amazing relationship and nurturing relationships, which will in return, support you as you go along in building communities. Because without relationships, you'll be able to, secure partnerships, even secure venues, get people to kind of like do the groundwork for you. Because you need amazing volunteers who believe in you and who you are supported at an early stage to be able to do these amazing work for you and support you while you host this event and build this community. So a follow-up one for Ibrahim, if you can hear me. So what with your experience at Choir since your experience at building the Choir community and also hosting the largest conference in choir, what are some common mistakes? What are some stuff you've learned while building that community and hosting that conference? And you have seen that lessons you've learned and mistakes you've encountered while building that you have seen with community leaders making when they are not planning events and hosting events for their communities.
Okay, thank you very much, Timothy. So I think there are a lot of so the first thing I learned, I think when we hosted the first conference in 2018, we had over I think 1,600 attendees, and then imagine 10 minutes, 20 minutes to the event, and then our venue was changed, right? The senior president wanted to use the venue 20 minutes to event, whereby we have a lot of people gathering at the venue already. So I learned, a very, very, very important lesson that we should always have, plan B. So whenever we want to host an event, the first thing we do is to ensure we have plan B, most especially for the venue. Do you understand? And so that has been happening, and then we've never made such mistake again. Aside that, another thing is budget management, right? When you are hosting most especially physical events, you are almost carried away with oh, I want to design, I want to have this so amount of swag, I want to do this, I want to do that, so I want to have maybe 50 inches, 150 inches screen, stuff like that. So, but we have to ensure we are not spending all the sponsorship money fund on, all this gadget and the like. So we ensure we always be strategic to partner with every vendor we are using. For instance, the photographer, the videographer, this person that is making our shirts, the screen that we are using, the whole, we ensure we are tied in partnership into it, right? So that we can get very reasonable amount of discount. And some other thing, speaker, right? We also have backup. I think we've hosted an event one time, and then 4 of our speakers didn't show up, right? So we also ensure we have plan B for our speakers now. So we learned, this lesson progressively, and then we have to learning as we are moving. So that's very, very important for us. And of course, well, do your proper budget very, very, very excellent. I think when I hosted hackathon, on-site hackathon at when I was with Premly, another experience, right? So we have to be strategic, and most importantly, you have to have plan B for your speaker, to your the venue, to the kind of creative you are using, volunteer as well, and then at the end of the day, make sure your volunteers are very, very happy. Make sure you they have to be very, very happy, because without them, there is no way you want to pull such an amazing event, right? I think that those are the lessons I can remember. So thank you.
Yeah, yeah, amazing, amazing. Yeah, I just one thing I get from the whole thing is always have a plan B for everything. It's not very funny. I do have a plan B for you all. We are lesson learned, Chan. We have a plan B for you all. But yeah, so yeah, plan B, have a plan B for your venue, have a plan B for your speakers, have a plan B for over your budget, have a plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G to Z, because sponsors can just pull out in middle of everything. Say, we're no longer supporting this event. So yeah, like I said, have a plan B to Z for every use case and for everything you are doing in hosting event. So yeah, my last question is regarding this particular session is to Mary Blessing, UK Dev, as we all know. Okay, for you, right? For your experience with as Shikoda Africa and other communities you have supported, what are as the best of you think you're able to measure success for in-person events, right? Looking at let's say for example, you have let's say 1,000 community members online. How do you think are best ways community manager could be able to measure success when they are hosting in-person events? In regards to numbers, regarding to satisfaction, what do you feel like community managers should put in mind where they want to measure success for their in-person events?
Okay. All right. All right. I want to believe you can hear me fine because I'm really having poor network now. As regarding success, I think the first thing is that whatever success metrics you're setting, it still has to like tie to your event goals, right? That's what I personally believe. So what are the goals you've set out for your event? That would also help to determine like the success metrics you're mapping out for that particular event. If you are a community just starting out and you are having your first in-person event, say one of the goals is to let people know more about what you do as a community and how they can get more involved or things to expect, right? So one success metrics would be how many people have you been able to like sell the idea of your community to, which would in turn be more members for that particular community, right? So in general, events, in-person events, success metrics definitely does tie to the event goals, right? And some of the goals from the top of my head, I would say what it would look like would be, first of all, how satisfied attendees, right? How satisfied that they after the event. And I mean, one way to like achieve this particular or get this particular data is through feedback surveys, right? Or maybe say small group interviews or conversations with people. A lot of times you see people speak to a few persons at the event just to hear their experience. That's like one way to like collect that feedback. Then another thing would be how impactful were the conversation that happened, at that event in general, right? And this would also be that, whilst you're planning with your community, meaning you're looking to have this particular or speak on this particular topic at the event. Is this something members want to hear at this time, right? If your members are beginners, say in the tech field, and you are talking to them about advanced stuff, that's first failure to start with, right? You don't want to pour a lot of advanced stuff to them at that early stage, right? So because at the end of the day, what you are doing is that you are just pouring and they're probably not getting anything, or it's not being impactful to them, because if they leave the room, what is the next step from there, right? So yeah, again, back to the goals of the event, right? You want to be able to understand what you want to achieve with that particular event. Are you looking to get more people interested in tech. So based off on that, you've planned the event. So at the end of the day, did that meet the expectation of attendees, right? Your success, or rather, yeah, your success metrics could also be say maybe how fun the event is, right? The whole experience, right? How fun was it for members? Was it a lot of talking back at these people, and there was really no time, say, breakout rooms or break at this event at the end of the day, right? So how how did attendees, right, how are they able to like say cool off their mind at every session? Are you just bombarding them with sessions back to back, or are you allowing time for them to digest whatever it is they have taken after each section? So all of these things you just need to, I mean, that's like why as a community builder or manager, you're like also should be very good at, event planning. So this is you sitting down to like map out the whole flow of the event from start to finish, right? So yeah, back to
Uh,
the basics. It has to tie with your goals. Thank you, Tim.
okay, great. So I think basically you have to be able to have an event goals before you can be able to measure success. Without having an event goal, you can't measure success. So yeah, I think that's one thing I took from the whole session. For every event you're planning, for every event you want to host, always have an event goals. What the number are you looking at having for the event, right? That can able measure success. What is satisfaction rate you're looking at having? Do you want people to be happy? Do you want people to be at your event and be angry? Right? You choose your satisfaction rate for the event you are hosting, right? Also, are you looking at having like a gender balance, having more females, or having more males, right? So you have to like create an event goal before you now start tying your success metrics to those event goals. Amazing one. So back to you, Ibrahim, right? This one is for you and for you. So Hmm. You have hosted and the first event you guys did at Choir Boot was 1,500 people, right? That's a lot, right? And these people are are online currently. You guys have over 30,000 people in your community. That's a large online community. So when hosting Choir Boot conference, or hosting this conference, how do you what are some creative ways, right? You inculcate into your event having people from diverse angle. You're having developers, you're having designers, having from marketing end. How do you inculcate these people diverse interests into your in-person events, right? How do you bring their their interests, their ideas in your online community, in this case into in-person events, that when you are hosting these large events and conferences, you everyone is being catered for, right? Everyone is happy. Everyone needs an interest. I've been looking to how do you create that system and environment for that at your in-person event using choir breed as a case study.
Okay, thank you. So, if I get the question correctly, how do we? Can you just reframe it a little bit?
Okay,
My
let
my
me like paste
my
it on the
brain.
chat.
Okay.
More better. Okay.
Yeah.
What are some creative ways, like in one liner, right? What are some creative ways to tailor in-person events to cater for diverse interests within a large community? What are some ways you get some tips, some best practices to use to cater for everybody's interest, people from different background at
Mm-hmm.
in-person events from a
Oh,
large
great.
community setting?
Thank you. Thank you very much for that. So the first thing, Quabit event is majorly entrepreneur, developers, students, and business owners and service providers. So we do have like a team, and then that team is tailored to whatever is going to be happening throughout the conference, right? So the first thing what we do is to ensure we carry everybody along. For instance, we if we are going to be talking technical, like deep technical in the event, and then we are invited speaker to come and talk about this, we normally have pre-conference. Probably pre-conference is going to be a day before the main conference, and then everything we are going to be treating, during the event, during the main conference, we are going to have like a workshop. So that's why we call it probably pre-conference workshop, whereby we talk about these things. For instance, we want to talk about cloud computing. for entrepreneurs. And then we're going to say, okay, if you're an entrepreneur and you're interested in cloud computing, come and join this workshop. And then maybe you're going to pay like a 2,000 access fee to join the workshop, and then you learn everything. So when during the main conference, you're not going to feel like, you're not going to feel blank, like you understand. And then we have conference for career readiness too, because we believe we have a lot of students that attend Squabi conference yearly. During the pre-conference workshop, we also have career readiness, whereby we have experts that talk about career, how you can do this, how you can find a mentor in tech, how you can have a tailor CV, how you can get your first job, stuff like that. And we also have, some programs like that. Then last year, our pre-conference was very, very massive, right? A lot of people pay for it because they find value in it, right? So that is that. And we are also very strategic about, the type of speaker we are bringing in, right? So we ensure that our speaker will be able to, we have beginners track, we have advanced class, right? So we ensure that, you are carried along. So you are feeling at home whenever you attend Korabi conference. So that is the idea. And also our conference, because we know we have a lot of entrepreneurs, and then we love supporting women, and that we normally introduce Quora Build entrepreneur support. So yearly we support entrepreneurs, right? We give grants, right? And then this is possible through our partners, globally, right? So we just make sure that you feel at home. We carry everybody along because we already have the data of those that are attending the conference. So this gives us super insights about how to actually strategically place the physical structure of the conference. So basically, I don't know if you have any question. Maybe I don't answer that question correctly. Please let me know, Timothy.
That was amazing, right? So many pointers from it, right? So breaking down it so everyone, if people having issues grabbing it from a high level perspective. So again, what I got was one, create like a pre-event, a pre-festival thing to cater for everyone, right? Because again, you don't want to bore people at the day of the first of the event with a lot of technical talks, right? It would be great to have
conference workshop.
Pre-conference workshops, right? For large events, for your online community. Also, try to use data and insight from your community to understand how to craft agendas and stuff like that for your event, right? I think again, what I got from that, also get speakers who are knowledgeable in that particular domain field at the events, so handle questions and make sure that the whole event is engaging. So yeah, thank you very much for shedding light into that particular question. So again, this particular one is going to Elizabeth. So it's a combination of two questions. So the budget, the budget question, that's the last one. Then the one before that is again, I've seen you hosted a lot of events, right? There's one I missed. The last one you did, that party thing you did, I missed that. I was seeing videos, I was seeing energy of people. All that. Yeah, I was like, I should have been in Lagos, right? So okay, what's like your go-to strategy when it comes to keeping energy at your event, making sure that people participate at the event, make sure that people are always on 10 at the event, whereby there's really no dull moment. What are your go-to strategies in creating those experience for your in-person event?
All right, thank you for that question. So first things first, I want to say that I have the whole hype, I have the whole vibe personally. I am that kind of person. Yes. I'm somebody that I can share. I know how to cheer people up. I know how to lighten the room. I know how to do those kind of things. So first of all, I have that inbuilt naturally, right? Now, I know that some persons might say, oh, I am an introvert. What can I do to make this better and all that? First things first, if you have my number on WhatsApp and I'm having an event, you know how much I talk about it. Like I would say things I would want you to even want to come and participate. So that brings me into saying very first thing that you should actually do if you are planning to host an event is make noise about it. When I say make noise, I mean you can make noise with the brand's page, but you as the community manager, you as the host, what are you saying? Do you understand? What kind of picture are you painting? right? Brag, talk about it, say things, post stuff. Now, now that you're finished bragging, you have to do the work. You have to live up to people's expectations. It's not like you brag. After you're done bragging, then you can't do rubbish. They will drag you on Twitter, right? So after you finish bragging, right, you need to sit back, go and do the work. Now, what is the work? For me, so let me use this coded party as an avenue, right? Meanwhile, I have been hosting events for years with little or no budget. That's why I say that I get irritated when I see people's budgets. And most times, all this top budgets is coming from people who wants to host such events for the very first time. I'm sorry, you've not even made any impact yet, and you expect the company to give you so much money. Come on now, come on. I mean, you need to have results first, and you come and say, into switch, I did this, and we got this result, right? You need to have a metrics for reporting this results that believe in you, Nikini. So there's a difference between non-profit and business. Sorry, yes, non-profit and business. Every company that is not a non-profit is out to make money. Because if they do not make money, how would they pay salaries? So you said, as you are planning that event, right? If you want people to sponsor you, what value are they getting? And there are so many things companies can get from you once you have a company, once you have a community. Now, I would love to just check this in. Reach out to only companies that have that need your audience for their products or for their usage. For instance, now you are having an event, then you are reaching out. Okay, the your community is a community of young and vibrant people, right? Then you are reaching out to to a company, a health tech startup that deals with arthritis. I mean, in as much as we have a lot of young people that can have it, but it is a sickness that is common with old people. I might be wrong, right? But I'm just using this as an example, right? It would make more sense if you reach out to companies who need Gen Zs. You tell them, I have so and so number of this. I'm doing this. If you do this, you will get, make it sometimes, make it transactional. See, in as much as companies don't say these things, that's what they want to hear. We want to hear figures. We want you to tell us how we will make this money off your program. If I'm sponsoring you with 20 million naira, in 2 to 5 years' time, I should be able to get back 200 million as value from that sponsorship. How? We'll talk about that later, right? Now, about what um what I was saying earlier regarding events. After you've made that noise, bro, go back and do the work. Now, apart from the fact that I talk about events a lot, I have amazing people in the community space. I have Bami, I have Precious. I like those people. Hey, once I just say, Bami, I'm having this event. This is I have this guy too, Idris as well. I'm having this is this how far you go show, I go show. Okay, I beg, share with your community. Once my guys do the sharing for me, people will be wondering how did you get such number? Again, it is not me. It is my cycle. This is a network that I have built. So every good thing that you are seeing me doing as a community manager, it is as a result of the network that I have actually built currently, right? Then after that, I have a marketing team that I work with. And guys, those guys, they are the best event planners. Now, when I started off my career, like I said, I was doing events, I was doing parties with little or no budget. Then I got into this job with my current company, into Switch. The day I saw my budget, I just hope none of my colleagues are here. The day I saw my budget, I'm like, are you serious? This is money. Like, I was like, I used then, there was when we're supposed to have like our very first event, and I set my budget to marketing. So like, I'm sorry, this is not a child's play. This is a proper event because I was coming from somewhere that we had little or no budget for events right now, because I could plan events with little or nothing. When I had the funds, and now when village people are not following me, I gave it my best shot. I did only quality, and most times I will not even exceed my budget, but it will come out well, right? So that is it basically. If you do not have a budget, use people, utilize using people. I'm not saying you should use and dump, like, no, but utilize reaching out to people for help, for support, right? Now, after you've created a budget for everything, sit down with the MC, craft an agenda. You have a developer community. It is only if you are not in sync or if you are not a good leader that you're going to be doing agenda that is for a disco community or agenda that's for a digital creators community, for a developer community. Ask questions. For me now, for every event I have hosted as a developer ecosystem community manager currently, I always ask my devs, I want to do this. What do you think? Most times I make tweets on Twitter asking. I'm asking because I want feedback. And for every tweet I make about events and stuff, give me 2 months, it would come to life. That's how I do survey. Because I want to do something that is appealing to that particular crowd. Right? Good. So now after I've done that, agenda, everything, the hype by myself, my friends have helped me hyped, community members have helped me hyped, then I would now try to ensure, see, a man that is hungry is definitely a sad man. You see that feeding parts in events is very, very vital. Yes. So I will now reach out to vendors for food and ensure that we have top notch. Those of you that came for my party that we held last month, you guys, now it was the bomb. Everything was legit. Like, whenever I talk about events, I I talk about it with so much bragging and so much pride because I know that there's no event that I do that I flop. And it's not because I'm doing it myself, it's because I use resources. I reach out to people around me. Most of you feel like if I reach out to this person, they will say, I don't know my job. Hey, that's your business, actually. If I reach out to you and you sound demeaning and stuff, I would never reach out again, right? But as long as you would help and you would assist, I will continue to reach out because nobody is an island. Nobody knows it all, actually. Then after that, event day comes up. Let's have fun. I mean, everybody comes around. Then also, in order to also drag crowd, I mean, attract people, I reach out to the top guys in my company to say, boss, how far this is happening? Or you go show, please, I want you to be there. And there's something about InterSwitch, even if you are an MD, div head, group head, everybody relates with everybody in a very amazing manner, right? So you can literally walk up to anybody to say, I want you to come and so and so event. Now, once you go out to the community or to platform to say so and so person is coming, of course, you would want to come and have a chat with that person, right? So these things matter. Your budgets, publicity, how you carry this event as the community manager, how people around you help publicize and carry it, content, agenda, and the kind of people who you are inviting for this event. Then lastly, when the event itself has started, who is your host? Who is handling it? Is he a boring person? I went for this event sometime last year. I don't want to mention name where I went to speak. I don't know if Bami is on this call. I think she's the only person that would understand. Okay, she's not. The the person that was hosting, let me not mention gender. The person was literally squeezing her face. I mean, okay, fine, yeah, hosting and people were talking behind. You almost flared up. You're hosting an event for God's sake. I used to say that as a community manager, there are so many emotions that you need to try to hide. For me, naturally, I'm a very blunt person. My friends know me. If you are doing anything now, I'll give it to you hot, like as it is hot, and I'm done. But with community, I learned that with external people, with community members, I don't. With community members, I don't have to do that. I don't have to be that person. I have to be a quiet person. Sorry, I have to be a calm person, right? I need to learn how to correct constructively. I need to learn how to be objective and not subjective as a community manager. But with my friends, with my people, with my family, as we are doing the thing, I'm giving it to you, right? So all these things actually matters and it boils down to you having a successful event. But first thing first, how are you carrying this event that you're planning to host? How is your vibe like? Because it's your vibe that people would pick and would follow throughout this event. Now, Timothy, I think you asked a question around budget. So,
Okay. So I think I have one around since budget is always a concern. What are most cost effective approaches to organizing impactful in-person events? But before like diving into that, amazing stuff you shared regarding creating amazing strategies and keeping energy highs in your event, whereby you again hyping event. I've seen you do that a lot. I'm trying to learn from how you do that, like on your status or more. Again, the party, right? That party, I felt I've missed because again the whole hype around it was amazing, right? So creating that Esther, and I realized, don't cry, we both missed it. Don't worry, we both missed it. So creating that hype around your event is amazing. Getting friends and other people in the community to stay hype the event. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people do that. That works a lot. Then again, crafting amazing agenda that that's not boring. Having a great host that will not be squeezing her face, like you noted whereby you are at the stage squeezing your face. What do you want that at the audience to do, right? It's very, very funny when you attend some events and you start seeing boringness. People just sleep, talk to each other, sometimes even leave. So yeah, amazing insight you shared regarding that. So I think we're moving to quick one. Since Ibrahim has like 5% left on his and is working outside. So I think we'll pause the budget thing and come back to that budget conversation later on. Just like throw one last question to
all right, that
Ibrahim.
works.
Okay, great, great. To Ibrahim before he leaves. So yeah, this one is for you. How, how do you strike a balance, right, between plan activities and creating these organic conversations at events in a large event in a large setting whereby the normal activities you plan is to have talk on XYZ, have this game, have that game. So how do you create these organic interactions whereby, let me use the word in marketing, user generated content. How do you get people to start sparking up conversations within the events that are not really part of the initial schedule? Hi, Brian. Are you still here?
Timothy, please, I lost it. Can you come again?
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay, no problem. Okay. 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 I was asking, right? How do you between plan activities you have, like the plan activities you have for your event, the normal plan agenda you have, and organic interaction? How do you spark organic conversations? How do you spark in marketing user-generated content in your event whereby people start talking about various stuffs? How do you spark those conversations, those organic conversations in your events? Apart from the already planned agenda you have from the various talks we're doing, how do you spark conversations within community members in your events? Conversations, networking, and stuff like that. How do you spark those stuffs in your in-person events?
So the first thing for me is to pile up, story with the theme of the event. So since every event, has a theme focus, then we have to. So I try to like a spider up story and then attach to it, and why you must talk about the event, why you must talk about the team, why you must attend the event, and then the stuff you should do, engaging with the others that are attending the event, right? So basically that is it. So with that, so I'm able to like spike conversation and then pull up interest of people, and then they'll keep on like, oh, I want to talk about, and then see, you imagine just showing them the reason why they must, attend the event, and then spike up conversation around it, basically.
Okay, so if I get you clearly, you kind of like created this experience online in the community about why you should attend an event, things that were happening in events. So in return,
Exactly.
that has conversations both online and in person. So when you come
Of
around, there are conversations
And
you
then
yeah.
you are trying to like lay out benefit of the event, and then why they must attend that particular event, because of maybe you are talking about, let's say I'm hosting an event on API infrastructure, right, for CTOs. So I think I do that a lot, whereby I just try to like I say, oh, I want to create an event for only CTOs. I've done that a lot. And then I know you're building APIs, right? And then I want you to like see, okay, we are partnering with AWS, and then we want to like teach you how you can actually create a very robust and scalable API. So you definitely want to talk about it, and then from there we attach a success, I mean, a story around it. What happens, why this so companies were unable to implement a very robust, I mean, scalable infrastructure for their API. What happened to them? Stuff like that. Then we start from there.
Okay,
So we,
okay,
we push that from online, and then
awesome.
okay.
Okay, that's it. I Mary Blessing, you wanted to say something? Wanted to add to it?
Oh yeah, I just wanted to chip in something to add to what Ibrahim had mentioned. I don't know if that's okay.
Yeah, for sure. Please do.
So yeah, the question is, striking a balance between, planned activities and organic interactions. So one thing that I have done in the past that, that had worked is having a general note, right? So this was the idea. So having a space, I use Notion. So having a space where people can jot down their learnings while conversations are happening real time at the event, right? So people are listening, they are using the open notes to jot down their learnings, and there are people not present at the event that would take that note and also follow through like live as if they were there. So people are jotting down and they are getting those insights from those people. So that in its way had this really how do I put it, like organic connection. It's just um like
Yeah.
it had amongst members. So we had members talking on the community platform, like how exciting they are. Some of them also follow through this event online, and they probably do not have network issues, or rather they do have network issues, and having this general note had helped them stay through the event and follow through what is happening live at the venue, right? And also having like say a dedicated channel or say group for that event, for the purpose of that event, where people can submit questions and just have general conversations, or maybe say general questions regarding the event, was really, really helpful. We had people coming from different locations and they do not know their way. So they just pop in into that channel. Hey, how do I go from here to the venue? And you see a lot of people, helping these people find their way. So it just kind of like sparks their organic interactions, right? And we didn't even have to do much on our own end, right? Um, because we had put, those things in place, right? And one last thing that has helped in the past is also I mean, it usually helps. We know this hashtag, having a dedicated hashtag where people can tweet their thoughts or share their thoughts online, and you can just easily follow through what is happening live at the event just by skimming through the hashtag on your preferred social platform.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
thank you very
sorry,
much.
over to you, Tim.
Oh, no worries, no worries. Hi, Brian. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, we'll see you later, and we'll definitely share the recording with you. Thank you, my blessing, for shipping in that. I think once I start implementing for my own communities is that general notes where people will be able to comment their learnings and what's going on at the event, and people could just chip in and also drop their own comments as the event is going on. And also create like a dedicated channel for conversations. Again, that will even in return spark in-person conversations. So remember having an argument with someone on that particular Slack channel or that particular conversation channel regarding what's going on, and we again could just meet in person and just trash out those conversations. So yeah, really love that insight. Also, thank you, Ibrahim, for sharing your insight into that. So following up on that particular question, this is directed at you, Mary Blessing, for you. I keep on jumping in, but yeah, here's a follow up for you. So when it comes to crafting lasting memories, what are unique elements usually implement your in-person events, right? Whereby if someone attend an event, they'll be like, oh more, ha, I remember this, man, this was amazing. What are those elements usually, including events that create lasting memories regarding that event or what happened in that event that again resonates and also ties to the goals of the community itself?
Okay. I mean, I'm involved with a lot of communities. I think I got three or four, but I will use Chico Africa as an example. And our last year summit is a perfect example. Last year, we did something really huge and different, and that was a change to the overall event experience where we had the Chico Africa logo crafted really, really bold, and we just lift it up there, and it just was giving this different vibe. Right, people like I feel like everybody that attended that event probably just went there to like take pictures for the sake of that. And we did something else. We did a walk of fame, right? Where as you are walking into the event hall, there's a way it was structured that you have faces of our amazing chapter leads. You have faces of speakers, faces of team members, faces of past beneficiaries of all our amazing programs and scholarships, right? And you're just walking in and you are seeing these beautiful faces. You are seeing words of affirmation as a lady walking into the event. So the overall experience of the event was mind blowing, right? That was like so back to your question, it's just thinking outside of the box. I don't want to sound cliche using the word outside of the box, but yeah, that's like what it is, right? Just thinking of what would what would I do differently that when people attend this event and they are wowed, right? And what we did with our summit was just one of those ideas that we had come up with, right? And it was really, really amazing. We had people talk about it on, I'm sorry about the cry. So we had people talk about it on the dedicated channel on Slack for over a week, right? Like I kept hearing comments on that Slack until we had to shut it down because it was a temporary Slack channel just for that event, right? So it was really mind blowing. Then for a smaller event we've had in the past, we did a breakout session. I think breakout sessions are a way to connect personally with your attendees, right? It's really hard to achieve that where you are having a gathering of over 1,000 or 2,000 people, like the SEA summit, right? But if your plan is to actually, there's something a friend of mine will always say, Margaret, small is awesome, or this is how she put it. And what she's basically saying is that having even smaller gathering would create more impact, right, in the lives of the people that have attended the event, right? So a lot of times it's good to aim big, like the large numbers, but how impactful was it at the end of the day? So if impact would be having smaller gathering, please go for it, right? Because that's what matters at the end of the day. So having those breakout sessions will help you like connect with members, and you see them very excited because at that point they can open up to you again, depending on maybe say the topic you're looking to address at the breakout session, right? So you find these people open up more to you, and this is not something you can get at a very, very large event, right? So yeah, I think two things: the like start rethinking of the your event overall experience for attendees. Then secondly, always incorporate breakout sessions, right? Those tiny groups are like where the big deals are. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. That is amazing. I think one thing again personally I would try is that thing you mentioned about that Hall of Fame, like creating that word of affirmation as you enter into the event, crafting those experience for community members as they just get into the venue. Right. Those are amazing stuff. And also even that dedicated channel you created just for the event alone, where people able to just shout and talk about just that event, and at the end the channel is gone. So yeah, that's good. We're like 14 minutes 14 minutes more than our scheduled time for the event. I still have a couple of questions, but again, I think most of them have been answered regarding to how to use your online community to help in promoting your event. I think Elizabeth did justice on that. You've been a big champion for your events, sharing it, having friends, and also other people in the community to share about it and talk about it. So I think one last question. This will be going to Elizabeth before we spend the next 15 minutes next 15 minutes answering any question anyone might have. So going back to the budget thing. So okay, do you have some cost-effective approaches to organizing events with low budgets? Permit me to use the
It's a
word
low budget for me.
exactly. Permit me to use the word queen of low budgets, right?
I
So
beg you, please.
no, see, just this is me just using the word
This
just
is
for
a
now.
tricky question, Tim.
Okay, so what are some, what is what strategies inside you think community managers could be able to embed when trying to be cost effective when hosting events,
Okay.
trying to manage budgets if they don't really have the available funds to host this event.
All right. Thank you very much for that question, Tim. First things first, must you host this event? Why are you hosting an event? Are you hosting this event because other people are hosting events? Who is it for? What value would attendees get from this event? What value are you getting as a person, as a community manager from this event? If you work for a company or an organization, what value are they getting from this event that you're hosting? Can it be virtual? If it can be held virtually, why do you want to do it physically? And if you're saying, okay, it has to be physical, why are you doing it physically? If you can answer all these questions sincerely, right, then we'll move into the budget part. If you can answer all these questions and you've given yourself a convincing answer, let me take these questions again. First question is, why are you hosting this event? Is it compulsory? Are you doing it because other people are doing it? Are you doing it because you want to be around it? I'll say, oh, I'm a community manager that hosted it. It might flop, it might go well. Who is it for? Who are you planning for? Is it for old people? Is it for community managers? Is it for product marketers? Is it for developers? What's the value for people that would attend? If I'm coming, what am I leaving with? Am I just coming to eat? I mean, feeding people now is a big deal because of the economic crisis, but am I just coming to eat, or I'm coming to unwind and learn and meet with people and build network? What value is it for you as a planner, as a community manager? Can you give a detailed report to say at so and so I successfully did this number and stuff? Can you do that? Then also, what value is this for the company? You want your company to give you money to go and throw party. What's the value for the party? For instance, now that party that I did, if I tell you people that inside that party, all of you were having fun. I mean, I had fun too, but there was a reason for doing that. And that reason boils down to revenue. It we did not just say we want to throw party. Let me just tell you, like, let me just talk like we as community managers. Everybody was dancing. Everybody was. Yeah, I was somewhere. I sat down. I started doing my calculation on my laptop. I mean, I had fun too, right? But it- I have learned how to match revenue with community management, and I learned it on this my current job because before I was just building community for growth. I didn't know that lots of money, guys, can come out from community management for a company. I mean, a lot actually. Then also, can it be virtual? If yes, why physical? And if no, why not do it virtual? Why virtual? Now, after we've done that, I'm going to listen out a couple of things. For you to host a physical event, first things first, you need a venue, you need food, which is not exactly important, you need swags, you need partners. Your branding has to be top notch, even if people are hungry at your event, which is not nice. But when you snap it and put it online, when people take pictures and see the cute ambience, you can still brag about it, and people can still say, "Oh, this is beautiful." Aesthetics matters a whole lot. In short, if possible, finish all your money on branding. I'm telling you. I mean, please don't, right? But just ensure that you have a beautiful space. And when I say branding, let it have everything that has to do with the brand that you're saying this event for. Let your logo be at every corner. If I'm picking up my phone to take a selfie, your logo is here. If I'm here, your logo is there. If I'm, do you understand? So that when you want to post about it subsequently, that is cheap publicity for your brand. Publicity without spending a dime, right? Now, for food, it's fantastic to have dessert, to have Chinese, to have everything, but you don't have money now. You're broke. Sorry, I did not mean it that way. I promise. But you don't have money. Even your company cannot give you such money for Chinese. So which company do you want to go and stress to give you 30 million for Chinese? I'm sorry. Come on. Your food. It could be now. Let me give you one gist. There's something I did for women in tech hangout because also I would have you people know that this hangout that I've done in 9 different states, I've been using my money, my personal money. Yes. So the very first one that we did, yes, so Timothy, please come and sponsor. Actually, like for the 9 states, I've used my money, and I think three of my friends who sent me some money for it. Then at some point, a startup reached out for one of it that happened. I think it was in Port Harcourt or so. Now, but before then, for the first five, my money, in short, the last one I used my money. And I'm doing it because I'm happy, because I'm passionate about what I'm actually doing. So I don't even care. I said it that I want to build myself to a point where it's people that will reach out to me for partnerships, not me going to be begging. I will not, I will just tell you, see, it will be transactional. I'm telling you, Google, this is this. I'm doing this, you will get this, you will get that. Of course, I'll be very polite, but I'm going to pitch the value you will get more than the value that me I'm getting from you. I will even blind you to seeing that I will get value. I will make you see that it is you that's getting the most of the value. That is what we should be focused on. I've had meetings with some people, tech communities, organizations. I want to do stuff. And when they are talking to me and my colleagues, because currently I also like lead partnerships, conversations, mostly for developer and tech communities in my company. When they are talking to me, they are talking as if they are doing me a favor. And I'm like, I mean, if I was working in a startup, I'll be like, okay, we're a startup, but we are talking to a unicorn that's been existing for 22 years. Yeah, like, and I was just looking at them, like, this, you people are bold, though. Then some of them, we say things like, you guys can, you guys should. And I'm like, who are you guys? This is why most of us don't get partnerships because our body language, the way we talk, the way we react, the way we it. I even said I was going to do a video about partnerships. Exactly, they want to give me. You want to give me exposure. A brand that has over 300K followers on LinkedIn, has thousands of followers on Instagram and Twitter. Come on now, exposure should be for startups that have like 38 followers. Even if you want to give me exposure, don't make it look like as if you are doing me a favor. Because, bro, I'm giving you money. If it is easy, give yourself that money to host the program. Right? I said I was going to do a video on partnering because Timothy, I have seen it. I don't see shiggy for this. And most times, these people that send these mails, they know you personally. So once partnership doesn't go through, they will start keeping malice with me. They will be carrying, I will see them somewhere, they'll be carrying face. And I'm like, why are you angry? Some of them are okay, let me calm down. But why are you angry? You did not meet the criteria. It's not my fault. You came to a call, you're telling me you guys, you're calling my colleagues guys, you people should figure it out. And now, come on now, don't do that. It's not nice. We want to give you money. You asked us for money, right? But assuming you had come and you had pitched, you say into switch, you are getting this. If you do like transactions, talk about revenues. Tell me what we can get from this conversation. That's where I would listen to you properly, right? And plus, this bad character, it happens with companies, startups, and organizations that do not even have a name. It happens with them a lot, actually. Now, that's about partnerships, right? Now, for food, so for my women in tech hangouts, the very first one that I did in Benin was it? Yes, I did the first one in Benin. Guys, I went to shop for my there's this food pack that you sell. It's like a carton, right? I shopped for it myself in Balogun markets in Lagos. I went to Lagos Island. I bought 300 pieces because I know that I'm going to use it subsequently. A vendor I reached out to told me it was 400 naira per piece. In Balogun, I bought it for 120 naira per piece. Now, you don't have money. You want to do events. You are looking for event planner. You don't have money, you event planner. No problem. I mean, it's good. Enjoy. But you don't have money. Then you tell me, tech space. It is nothing, bro. Enter Balogun markets. Go and buy your items. Go and buy your things. Go to Shemolu. Go and do your printings. You don't have money, for God's sake. Or even, for instance, I currently, okay, yeah. So one of my friends run a startup, right, Innovation, and what they do currently is they help organizations plan events for free because they've seen that this is a problem that tech companies have, right? But you would only do all your printings with them. They print shirts for as low as 3.5, 3K, 4,000 naira, just as 700. Like, their prices are actually amazing. Sometimes I love you too. Thank you. The prices are actually amazing, right? And they will give you stickers for free. I mean, they'll give you stickers for free and they will help you plan. They'll do the whole setup at zero cost. You are only paying for banners, but the setting up, decoration, they are doing it. Service charge is 0%. That's what they are currently doing. Those are the people that you should be working with. You want to say, because I'm working with, I want to work with this brand. They are big, but you're not big yet. You are small. So why not work with a brand that fits with your budget? You don't have money now. You don't have money. So why is your eyes big? It's small. You get there gradually. For this, my hangout I'm doing, Innovation did my whole printings, right? And for the setups, they have staff in different states that will come and help me set up for free. I don't have to pay any money. I fake it till you make it gold. You'll be all right, don't worry. Right? I did not have to pay any money for that. Right? Do it for free for me. Good. Now back to us. So I bought those packs. I called my EA in Asaba. I said, how far? I need this for me. Give me. Then I also called one of my mentees as well, Uche. She's here. And I said, Uche, work with Awele for me. Two of you give me. I said, tell the vendor to give you puffs, small pieces of puffs with stew in a sauce and with peppered meat. That was what I did for Benin. Bro, it was packaged. It was in a beautiful package that had so innovation printed my stickers for me for free. I just put the stickers like proper. If you see the box, you think it's fried rice that is inside. Oh, when I snapped and I posted this, people were thinking it was it was puffs and okay, no, it was puffs and fried yam with pepper sauce and beef. That was there. But it was beautiful, right? Good. For that kind of thing, you will share the food for them when you have clothes, when they are going home. Don't give them, take your food. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. Carry it home. If you get to, event has finished now. You've snapped already. You've had fun. You've had fun. You've danced, all those things. That's what I did. Sure, I did it for almost all the hangouts until I went to Ibadan. Then I started because in other states I went to, I did not have like such resources of people there, so we just did snacks there, right? But what's my point? There are so many ways for you to cut costs, right? Then also, your branding has to make sense. Hey, packaging in this life is good though. See, people don't have to know that, yeah. For instance, I'm sure that people can see the flowers and the painting on this packaging. Nobody has known, right? We're just managing. But sometimes you do not have to look like a problem. You have an event, you don't have media wall that's backdrop for pictures. Are you joking? What are you doing? You are doing, even if you want to patch, don't patch on your branding. Then also videography and photography has to be done. And please, you do not need to get a photographer. When I'm traveling for work trips, right, into Switch, I use this phone to take all my pictures. This is the phone I use to take pictures. There's a way I set it. Guys, guess what? Most of the community pictures, let me just whisper. Most of the community pictures that you see on LinkedIn, I take them with this phone. Yes, on our LinkedIn, I use this phone. And it's not like as if I do not have a budget for photography. But in my head, sometimes I'm like, why don't let me just sometimes photographer will not take the picture the way I want it. Like me, I like action, I like unawares, right? So why not do it myself? Or you could even get somebody who would volunteer to do it for you. So scrap that budget of photography and videography there, please. As a community manager, you should know how to use video tools, in shorts, Vimeo. You're a community manager, for God's sake. There's some things that you should just know. You don't have to look for somebody to pay money to do video for you. Why? Is your hand paying you? Don't you have a smartphone? So these are things that you could actually even cut costs. I remember when I was still in Benin, if I have events, guys, I will cook in my house. I'm not even joking. I'll go to the market, I'll buy chicken, flour, I will do everything. In short, even that Benin hangout, I fried the puffs in my cousin's house in Benin. Yes, because I was trying to cut costs. Yes. See, you see me like this, I can get my hands dirty at any point. I can do any. You cannot do shakara for me with work or with. I will tell you, I beg go and sit down. I will do it myself. And after I'm done doing it, I will just about come out. You never believe that I did any of those things. If you ate that puff puff in Benin, it was me and some persons that did it in my cousin's house. We fried it in the house. So these are things that you could actually do. You have a big pot. I'm not saying you should cook. Oh, some of you can say, I cannot cook party food. I cannot do this. It's fine. Do you understand? Don't get me wrong. But me, oh, if I want to do events, if I'm broke, all way leads to my father's house. My mom has adugon. She has pots. She has coolers. She has plates. She has everything I need. What is there? The firewood, I will light, I will cook the food. Well, I can cook party food because whenever we travel to the village, it's usually me that cooks most times. So forget all these ones you are saying. It's not soft anything. See, my mom actually ensured that we know how to do these things, right? So you cook with the firewood, dish it. If you go for the this thing event, do your makeup, wear your signature. Nobody will know. They will not know anything. Do your setup yourself. Do but ensure that you are ready before people start coming. It's only you that will know the pain that you go through. So please let us learn how to cut costs. Stop forming big when you are not big. You cannot afford some services, then do it yourself. It's not a big deal. do these things yourself. Stop doing any the planner. And even some of you that want to get married, so you know that you and your spouse, you don't have money. I need a planner. Planner will charge you 10% of your bill. For God's sake, come on. You don't need a planner to do that. I mean, a planner is good, but can you afford it conveniently? Then if you cannot, do your things yourself. So that's all I have to say about. I have to shoot this gun so that it will meet everybody. Because I don't like it when people say organizing a tech event in Nigeria is a hassle. This one in Nigeria is a common now. Nigeria, like Balogun is not far, Oshodi is not far. Go to the market, go and see, wear face cap because of sun. I have face caps. If you see me in the market, you will not recognize me actually. But look at me, I'm talking, I mean, all polished, you know. But when I go to the market, if you see me, you will never know that I'm the one. So yeah, thank you, Timothy.
Yeah, you really did justice to this whole budgeting. Personally, I learned a lot, right? Once I started building communities, right, I usually do these stuffs you are mentioning, but as time goes, you just feel when you're big, you know. But again, you are broke, oh, we are
Rich
broke,
kid,
we are
rich
broke.
kid.
The budget is not enough, oh, but again, but yeah, I totally get it. Yeah, there are some basic things you can really, optimize for, like not paying for photography and videography. They really get an iPhone or get a Samsung phone and shoot clear photos and do a lot of branding for your event. So this is like this is a lot. Again, you can go back and watch the recording when we upload on YouTube. And Jordan these various points she has listed. So we have like let's do this. If you have any question, you could just raise your hand. Let's see if we're able to answer one or two questions before we call it a day. Is call it a night actually. It's 1 hour 30 minutes already. So if you have any question, you could just um use raise your hand or maybe type the question on the chat box. Let's just give it 5 minutes and see if we have any question. But again, this has been an amazing insight from the insight shared by Ibrahim to Blessing to Elizabeth. It has been me personally, I've learned a lot that I've been incorporating in my event as a broke boy. I am as a broke community manager as I am.
Timothy, don't even go there. You're supposed to send me to $5. Please, I'm waiting for it though. Please don't stress. I beg, I'm waiting. Thank you.
Thank you very much for believing in me. I appreciate this belief you have in me. Trust me, I appreciate the belief. We'll take it from there. But yeah, if you have any question, let me just go through the the chat. Okay, if you have any question, please wait to raise your hand or type them in the chat section. Let's give this the next 5 minutes. If you have no question,
Yeah,
yeah.
team, I can see somebody said, I don't know if the person is on this call, Ishaka Usman Idris. He said community management is one of the underpaid job in tech, but the joy in seeing people thrive and any living is the satisfactory part of it. It's more of okay. So yeah, I want to address that, right? A lot of people say community management roles is underpaid in tech. But guess what? Did you know that before a company would employ a community manager, they would have employed a developer, a product manager. They don't see the role as important. Timothy, am I right? They
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
see
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
exactly.
Mostly
Now
Nigerian.
you exactly. Now you as a community manager, I just want to say this because I learned on my new job or my current job, and what I learned is this: as a community manager, I need us to start taking courses on business. So that when you are pitching to a company, I want to work with you, you will tell them, speak business to them because these guys want to make money. These guys actually want to make money. So you cannot tell me to come and employ you to build a community. You are building community of people. People are just there. But you are the community, there's no conversion. Do you understand? So I feel like that's why most companies are not seeing us as valid, and that's why we're being underpaid. Then again, I know that community management is a thing that's still coming up in the tech space, but there are a lot of people who are trying to spoil our markets. But we shall not allow you to do that. Actually, we shall. You cannot just come from nowhere to want to come and know now. You cannot do that. Yes, I see a lot of tweets. I see a lot of people saying things, and I'm like, are you sure this person is a community manager? Like from where to where? before you switch, before you talk, before you speak, I think you should ask questions, right? Just ask questions first before you go and say whatever you have to say. But that being said, ensure that you have enough experience, ensure that you've learned or you are learning before you can conclude and say that we're not paid properly. Yes, I get that part, but what value? Have you pitched your value to a company? It's not about gathering people. What value? Why are you okay? Why are you gathering people on Slack? Gathering them for what? Just clusters of people. There's no transaction count. There's no transaction volume. There's nothing. Come on now. If it's me, said I'll tell you, please shut down that community. If it was me of before, I'll be so happy. Oh my god, we have 10,000 community members. We have 50,000. But what value is it giving, right? I mean, but the only people that should be happy with community number are non-profits because they're not, okay. I mean, they should be happy because it's that number that they would actually want use to reach out to people who have their who need their audience, right? But if you are building a community for a company, come on now, be fair to it's the company that is being used salary. You to try and give them value. It's not by gathering people. Just try, even if it is small. For instance, Timothy, I'm so sorry. Please let me just give this analysis. For instance, now I work with a company that sells markers and whiteboard, right? And they say I should be the community. Please, naturally, please can somebody just respond? Naturally, who should be my audience? Naturally, Timothy, please don't respond. Me and you will fight. But guys here, naturally, who should be my audience? Naturally, I
People
sell
from school, or like people that like do tutorials and the rest from school, as teachers, that should be your
exactly.
target
God
audience.
bless you, Emmanuel. People that do tutorials from school. That should be my target. Abby, good. Now, I have built a community of 10,000 people that do tutorials for my school that that use markers and board, but they are still buying from my competitor. And I'm the community manager. What should I do to ensure that okay, they are at least patronizing me? I would go and meet the business guys. Okay, so guys, currently I've made this is what I tell my business guys. I'll tell them, guys, I've made your life easy already. I've brought these people to a place. How can we combat them? You're making sense now, right? Then they'll not say, okay, let's do this, let's drop down prices of the marker or the board, let's do a draw. That way, engagement will start, and engagement that will be geared towards bringing revenue for the marker and the board company. As the community manager who came up with that idea, it is me as a community manager. So these are things that we should actually learn how to do. Don't go and pack people that will not be valuable or valuable to your company's community. It will haunt you, except if you are resigning, and that would be very, very unfair for you to do. Right? So that'll be all I have to say. Thank you everyone for coming to my TED Talk.
Thank you for sharing your insight and experience for like this an hour 40 minutes already.
Oh
Really
wow.
appreciate spending time with us. You have given us three bullets. You have dragged our shirts. We are doing a lot in bringing people together. They're like
I wish
dragging
I
our
could do
shirts.
this more often.
Indeed. Well, yeah, really appreciate this insight. I think it was really self-explanatory. It was really relatedly. Again, we are like community managers, so we can relate to every scenarios and insights you shared. And I think, oh wow, no question too. Amazing. At least we were able to round off early enough. Yeah, no question, no answer raised. Yeah, perfect. So, yeah, thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you, Elizabeth, for sharing your insights
Thanks
and
for
your
having me,
experience.
team. Thank you
So,
everyone for
yeah,
joining. Hey guys.
Mary Blessing was left. Thank you. If you're watching this YouTube video later on, this is me saying thank you, Mary Blessing. To Ibrahim, this is me say thank you for finding out time to share your experience with other community managers. We'll be uploading